Also, I saw someone asked if I believe in destiny and or fate. That's a complex question, right? That's a complex question. So, gamble. Okay. We'll gamble while I talk about this. So, I would say, right? I would say that there are definitely it's really just a coin flip. I have watched The Good Place. I love that show. But it's really just a coin flip, right? Like you can feel like it's like destiny and everything. But when you think about, if you go from a how time works perspective, right? If you look at it as from a how time works, right? I could do this, right? I flipped my phone over. Now, that just sent a ripple effect across time that didn't exist before if I hadn't flipped my phone over. Because now I don't have to flip my phone over, which then in turn causes like slight like fractures and everything. So technically, I just changed the future. Now, the question is, was I destined to flip over that phone? Was I destined? Was I supposed to, like, was it predetermined that I was supposed to flip over that phone? That's the question. That's the question. Right? Because when you think about it, chat, you have an effect on time 10 times more than you guys would ever think. I have seen Rival. It's so good. You guys have an effect on time way more than you would ever think. A small thing that you could do could affect the future tenfold. Right? Like leaving, okay, let's say leaving a pen on the ground, right? Let's say you drop your pen accidentally. That could lead to someone slipping and falling on that pen. They land on something, they go to the hospital. Right? Now, before that, they were supposed to not go to the hospital and they were supposed to go to a meeting. That meeting, in turn, saved the company from being bankrupt. That company would go on to actually create a different type of medicine that would actually be bad. By placing down, I saw the diamonds. By placing down that pen, you just saved lives. But the thing is that predetermined? That's the question. But like, that's the question, right? Because by placing down that pen, you stopped in the future from an evil company from being created. But would that have happened anyway? That's the question. Like, sometimes, chat, what you do can have such an effect on the future that you just have no idea. Everything that you do, every little thing that you do has a ripple effect. Like, think about it. Okay, let's talk. I just saw Miss Trix in chat. Hello, we're doing well. But let's talk about like Phil, right? Phil died in his 5-year hardcore world. Without that, he would have never gotten, like, or he would have, well, maybe not never, because he's still, like, he might have not gotten as big as he did. Because he died. In turn, then, he wouldn't have become a content creator. Or he wouldn't have gotten, like, as big of, like, a fan base. And then, right, I would have never DM'd him. He would have never responded. I would have never had my career. So, technically, because of that zombie, my YouTube career exists. Think about that. Because that's just how time works. Alright? That's just how time works. Like, think about it. Because Phil died in that hardcore world, Phil was the reason why I kept going on YouTube and why I pursued it. So because of that, that is why I am streaming right now. Like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. So just chat, remember, you do have control of your own destiny. Like, everything is real and everything is, like, exactly the way, like, everything happens and it happens, alright? You have an effect on the world. Never think that, like, you are insignificant or you don't have an effect on the world. Because you definitely do. That's the main thing that I want you guys to take from this. Right? You have an effect on the world. No matter if you think that it may not be visible to you, right? It may not be visible to you for years. You may never know, right? Like, I'm sure that Phil didn't know when he died what it would lead to, right? But you have an effect on the world. No matter how, like, if you ever think that you're insignificant, just remember, just flip your phone over. You never know, you know? Like, do something small. Do something small every single day and see if it changes anything in your day. And then realize how much you actually do, like, affect in this world. You know? So that's just something to think about. That's when you're talking about like fate and destiny and all that, like